want to talk a little bit about the urgency that people have when they need a drink, when they want a drink, when they're going for a drink, or even getting at the bar, getting to the bar when you want a drink. It's crazy, isn't it? Especially weekends, and also when the pubs get busy. Now, what other product do you know that people actually fight to get to buy? Because you can go to a pub, people will be pushing and shoving, throwing the money in the bar, credit cards, whatever. Sure, serve me, serve me, serve me. I know the barmaid, I'll get served first. All this kind of It's mad, isn't it? And you go to a pub, they're so frustrated they can't get served immediately. And then I know people buy 2 pints at once or 4 pints at once because they have to go back to the bar again, all this sort of thing. And it's standing in a queue and getting frustrated and getting excited and anxious about being served next to me. The urgency of it, you know. Some people will push and shove and make sure they get to the bar and stand at the end and all sorts of carrying to get just that the buzz of another drink. And it's the only thing I know what people go crazy for, other than a Harrod sale maybe. So it's a totally different scenario, isn't it? And people panic when it gets to last orders. Have you noticed that? It's 10 to 11 or quarter to 11. Must get the bar. And people buy 3 or 4 drinks, don't they? I've only ever been on one all-inclusive holiday and it was hideous. Now, when I was there, I wasn't drinking for enough. I had a little bit of a spell off it. I think it was during my 8 years off. And when the bar closed at midnight, there's obviously free drinks were included. I don't know, it was probably watery drinks, I don't know. But people go and get 8 drinks, 10 drinks to sit around the pool all night. What's all that about? They just rush to the bar to get all this stock in, you know. It's absolutely crazy, isn't it? And then people will they'll have 1 or 2 more, they want another one, then they'll risk drink driving because they want another one. It's all harmful stuff, you know. When have you heard of anybody saying, I'm going to rush to the pub, oh, don't be late, don't be late. Late for what? Just to stand in a crowded bar. I mean, it used to be smoky as well, didn't it? Maybe years ago. People smoking in the pubs and whatnot. And it's the only thing I know that people will rush to. If you think of anything else, let me know. But all it's going to do to you is it's going to raid your bank account, isn't it? It's going to make you physically ill and mentally ill. And that's the problem with it. But it's so ingrained and it's weaved into our society that drinking is normal, you know. And people go to Wetherspoons, it's packed because it's cheap. Wetherspoons even had a dry January half-price sale on to bring more people in. It's gone crazy, the amount of drinking. I think the drinking's got worse. I know there's people say youngsters aren't drinking as much, but I think they are in certain areas. I think it's a socio-economic thing. Kids with a bit more money, maybe parents will pay for them to go to the gym, all that sort of thing. But we're doing drugs or something. People don't just give up stimulants just because of a trend. So last year was the highest alcohol-related death rate as well. So you've got to think about, why are you putting yourself in this position? Why are you making your life difficult by going to the pub and queuing for drinks and queuing for something which is going to do you harm? And being vulnerable to the bar closing and not having the right ales and all that. The whole scenario is crazy when you think about it, isn't it? That you have to queue to buy something which is going to ultimately kill you if you drink too much of it. I mean, there are social drinkers, obviously, people that don't suffer, but even 1 or 2 drinks a night will build up some sort of, you'll get damage from it, you know. And even a couple of drinks 2 or 3 times a week, which I've never been prone to. I've always been too extreme. But even that can give you withdrawals, make you feel tired, less productive and all this sort of thing. So when I used to go to the pub, I used to try and get into the bar. And so it's like, but I remember when I first joined the police, I had a mate called Brian. He used to ring up before we finished late turn. He used to ring up the local pub because he knew the owner, the tenant, and he used to say, get 4 pints ready because we'd be in by 10:30. What's all that about? So we'd walk into this pub immediately and get 4 pints each. People think, what's up with those two? I mean, obviously in plain clothes, we're in uniform, we're off duty. But even so, he'd arrange this every night when we're on late, that we used to get, the beer would all be so ready and lined up and all prepared, you know. They're so desperate to get that drink. And I remember sometimes when I was on the underground system, I would plan to have 3 or 4, and then I'd get the later and I'd just look at my diary, because I didn't have mobile phones then. The timetables, I know when the latest train is to Lepping was like 11:35 p.m. or something. I'll just push another drink in and all that. And then I used to run to the underground station, nearly miss a train. I did sometimes, which caused domestic issue. So all of this urgency was caused by me wanting another drink. And it gets worse at Christmas. Because I've been sober for 5 years, I've been doing a bit of experimentation, but I just drink Guinness Zero. I went to a pub, a couple of pubs actually locally over Christmas, and they were packed. I didn't feel comfortable anymore. Not that I ever liked really busy pubs, but because I was sober, I didn't fit in, if that makes sense. And you've got to really change your lifestyle and become a different person. And all this urgency causes anxiety, and then you get the drink, and then it makes it worse, and it's a vicious cycle of trying to control your life. You never get any peace, so you can't relax. I couldn't relax without alcohol. And you have to learn to relax without the drink. And it's not as easy as it sounds. Because like, if you're like me and you drank all of your life, all your adult life, it's the only thing that will relax you really, up to a point. And you get used to coming in after work and having a couple of cans, a couple of bottles, and watching TV. I speak to a lot of people. I say, why did you drink last night? Because they're relapsing. Well, because I just thought I'd chill out in front of the TV. Chilling out, and then they feel rough the next day. So you haven't chilled out really, have you? Or you deserve a drink, or you need a drink, or if you don't have a drink, your mates will fall out with you. They're not real mates, they're just people you drink with. And when you get sober, you'll soon find out that they'll dismiss you and they'll move on with somebody else, or you'll have to move on because you're living a different life. And things will change for you, and they'll change for the better. A lot of people won't like that. So calm your life down. That's another thing. With alcohol, my life was never calm. Now it's pretty calm. You probably don't think so by the amount of videos I put out. I'm just trying to get the message across. But you need to learn to relax with alcohol. You need to stop the urgency of getting to the pub, the urgency of getting to the bar. Just walk in and just take your time and relax a bit. Because you don't need this fix anymore, you see. Because a lot of people say you shouldn't go to the pub if you're an alcoholic. Well, you can still have a soft drink. You can't just chop off everything. You still got to go for a meal and things. You still got to enjoy yourself, but you have a lot more free time when you don't drink. You get a lot more done. You can get up in the morning, feel fresh. I used to struggle out of bed at midday. Now I can get up at 8 o'clock, no problem. And you get a lot of stuff done. Not that I've got that much to do, but you understand what I mean. You can do little jobs. Whereas before you get up at midday, you're sort of chasing your tail all day. That's no good. And it makes the day fractious, and it makes it a longer day, and then you have another drink at night, and then it just goes on and on and on. So try and relax a little bit without the booze. Remember, there's no urgency to get a drink, because it's going to kill you in the end if you drink too much of it. And once you get into a habit, then I suspect that you get into addiction. That's what happened to me. I don't think I've ever been addicted from birth. I don't think our family had any link there to alcoholism. I was just a heavy drinker. I enjoyed it at the time. It took away a lot of my anxieties and insecurities. And in the end, I needed it to function because I became addicted. Anyway, it's Sober Sunday today, and it's great to wake up on Sunday without a drink anywhere near for 5 years, and I wish you all the best. And if you enjoy the videos or you benefit, please subscribe, and I'll speak to you soon.